Now from SRV Studios, Mr. Craig Thatcher.
You can count on me. You need a friend. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Schuylkill River Valley for Sidetrack Sunday. This is Sidetrack Sunday number 1 for May of 2024. It's been a little while since I've been here. It's been a couple of months. Glad to see everybody, and I'm really glad tax season's over. My clients all seem to be dragging their feet this year, and that's why I ended up having to skip both March and April. And on that subject, I'd really like to thank the STS crew and David over at DB Tech for covering for me. Really appreciate the help, guys. All right, let's see who's here. Let's see. Heath was first one in. That was several hours ago. And followed shortly after by Lynn McCurdy. Good to see you guys. Excuse me. Tom Grassie's here. Good to see you, Tom. And Stephen at Wigwag Workshop. Good to see you, Stephen. JD's here. Glad to see you, JD. And there's Derail Darrell. Good to see you. GRE 2057. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Dwight. Dwight Curley is here. Good to see you, Dwight. Who else? Kyle Stevens. Glad you can make it, Kyle. And Hot Dog Pilot Andy. Glad you can make it, Andy. Tim D is here. Good to see you, Tim. Steve 87th PSAP. Good to see you, Steve. And I did see your question. I have no idea what my next project's going to be yet. Let's see, who else do we have here? I said hi to Kyle. Dan's Model Railroading Journey. Good to see you, Dan. Glad you can make it. And Ray Boble's here. Good to see you, Ray. Glad you could make it as always. Joe Rader's here. Good to see you, Joe. And Sparky. Hey, Sparky. Glad you can make it, man. Let's see here. And that's it. At least that is it for having chatted. Everybody else, good to see you. Glad you could make it. And so let's get started here. I was hoping to be finishing up the Diner Diorama tonight. But unfortunately, that's not quite gonna happen. Hey, Heath. There's a sign that goes on top of the building that says Dwayne's Fork and Spoon Diner. The sign has been 3D printed, and I printed the decals for the Dwayne's Fork and Spoon part, but I can't find the sign. And thanks, Kyle. Hey, there's Rick Bailey. Good to see you, Rick. Thanks for stopping in, man. And it's actually kind of annoying me because, hey, there's David from DB Tech. Glad you can make it, David. I had it in my hand like 2 weeks ago, and I have no idea what I did with it. I spent most of the weekend tearing my house apart trying to find it. So I can't finish that part of it. Let's see. The other part is, I'll get to, is for the the phone booth. Last time I was here, I showed you folks that I 3D printed a phone booth. I printed it in clear resin. I have painted the base part of it and the roof. So, which I'll be showing you here, and I designed a couple decals, which I'll also show you very soon. One that has the Bell Telephone logo, because in the era that I'm modeling, it was Bell Telephone, and the other one is 4 small signs that say phone that go around the top of the phone booth. And the idea is that hopefully when I light the phone booth, that it will show up the logos. So let's see here. Let's do this. First, I have here. Here is the phone booth that I 3D printed. I painted it, like I said. I painted the bottom two panels blue. Most of the phone booths were either blue or red. In my area, they were mostly blue, so I painted them blue. And you can see at the top the little round clear sign there. That's where the Bell Telephone logo goes. David, this is resin printing. I 3D printed it in clear resin. Let's see what next one. Here's the Bell System logo. Ralph Greenwood. Hey man, it's great to see you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. This is the Bell System logo that will go on the little circle part up at the top. I hope you got a dime, Darryl, because back in the 60s, that's what a phone call cost. And where did I do with that? Come back here. Okay. I'm doing well. Ralph. Thank you, man. And let's see. And this is the logos to go around the top. Thomas Moore, P&L Railway. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. So I really thought I had printed those logos. I was looking for them. I couldn't find them, and I went to look for the artwork, and I just never finished it. So I never did print them. Unfortunately, I was going to print them today, but it's been raining all day, and you have to clear coat the decals after they're printed. So I wouldn't have been able to get outside to spray paint them. So I don't have that ready to go either. So we're gonna hold off on that. I do have my dumpster finished. Oh, cool, Tom. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put a person in mine, a 3D printed person in mine, which I may do, which is what I'm probably going to do. But I might just make like a cardboard 2D silhouette and put that inside and see how that works out. Not really sure which way I'm going to go with that yet. I'm not gonna comment on that, Kyle. But I do have my my dumpster finished. Let's see, we should be there. We go, and it even has some trash inside. So that will go in the back of the diner. This was also 3D printed, also resin printed. Yeah, you know, Dan, I actually did think about that, but it would have been way too small. So what? So I'm gonna get as far as I can on the diorama. There's Mike from Deep Run Railroad. Good to see you, Mike. Glad you could make it. So, and there's Derek Alexander and Randall Ellison. Good to see you guys. Thank you. Tom's has a phone in it too. All right, now I guess you just challenged me, Tom. I'm going to have to redo this with a phone in it. Okay, so well, what I'm going to be doing is gluing the diner down to the diorama and getting a couple of the stairs attached to it, and we'll go from there. That's probably about as far as we're going to get on it tonight, but let's see what happens. So give me just a second while I set things up here, and I will be right back. And we're back. And yeah, Derek, it was just because you got here. This is why I left. So here's where we Sparky, unfortunately, no. Something came up with Craig, and he's not going to make it to the meet and greet. But my grandson and I will be there, so hopefully that'll make up for it. But yeah, Craig was real disappointed. He was planning on making it, and in fact, he was going to bring his father-in-law, who's an HO scale modeler, to the meet and greet. But like I said, something came up for Craig, and unfortunately, he can't get out of it. So, fortunately, not. So this is where the let me zoom out a little bit. That's a little better. Okay, so there's the diorama where it sits last time. I've got well, actually, Sparky, we did meet once. We met up at Steamtown in what was that, 19? But I was there for such a short period of time, I'm not surprised you don't remember. But if you look at whatever it was, the T-shirt or book or whatever it was that you had, I did sign it. But yeah, hopefully we'll spend a little bit more time together, and we'll get to hang out a little bit. Yeah, exactly, Steve. I don't exist from January to April. Okay, so here is the diner. You've seen that in a previous episode. I don't know if I showed you this before, but I do have the light here. Let me get the light for the kitchen is here. It's a tiny little LED. There's Gus Hadley, the lunatic from Arno. Good to see you, Gus. Glad you could make it, man. So that's installed, and I have the light, little LED also for the dining room has been installed. So that's good. That's ready to go. Here is the roof panel that holds the sign. The sign goes right here, and hopefully I will be able to find it. If not, I'll have to get Brian to print me another one. But that also has a light that's attached, which it's again another very small LED. You probably can't see it very well, but that's to light up the sign. And here we go. We got the stairs for the front of, to get into the diner. Excuse me. So I'm going to be, I found that. I'm sure it was. It would be cool to see who was there, at least the ones that signed it. I'm going to be gluing this down with clear silicone. The reason I'm going with silicone on this is in the event that I decide I'm going to move this for whatever reason. I don't anticipate that, but you never know. I want to be able to take it up off of the diorama without completely destroying the diner. So let me just spread out a little bit of silicone here. I'm not going to be using an awful lot, enough to tack it down, but it'll remain flexible enough that I'll be able to pry it off if I have to. Let's see. As you can see, yes, you can see, I've already drilled the holes through the masonite here to run the wires. I like using the silicone because it remains flexible, doesn't dry as hard as glue does. But I'm really not a big fan of the smell. David says clear silicone is a good choice. Easy, flexible, easy to remove, clear and easy enough to. Yep, absolutely. It really is. I use it a lot. Even though I really don't like the smell. That's something to deal with. It goes by so quick. I don't care really. Let's see. All right, that should do it. Just a little bit works, right? Doesn't take much. Now let's get the diner in here. There we go. Went in very nicely. Wow. Yeah, Dwight, yes. What is the other part of it? This the actual parking lot for the diner will be over here. That'll be on the layout itself. This will sit down in there, and it'll be surrounded on this side by a parking lot. There'll be a street over on this side. So this is really pretty much the driveway. The driveway to run over here to the parking lot, and to run back here to where the dumpster will sit. Dumpster will sit right in about there. Go that way. That's why I planted the arborvitae, because Dwayne's a good neighbor and wanted to block his dumpster from the neighbor's view. So let's see here now. I need to get in this. Wow, I can't see. Hey, Ian from the Lehigh River subdivision. Good to see you, man. No, Dwight, no drive-through on this. These kinds of diners, at least back in the 60s, didn't have drive-throughs. So, I'm not having one. Let's see that. That set of stairs goes there. I still have to weather all of this. Certainly have to weather the stairs. Oh, good, Ian. I understand. That's a rare treat when you get the kids to bed quick. Oh, Dwight made a drive-through for his diner. That's cool. I actually didn't think of it, Dwight. I was trying to save face a little bit there. It looks like you and Tom Gracie are showing me up here. You made a drive-through, and Tom's got a phone in his phone booth. I do have a phone. I did scratch built a phone which went into the control booth in the drawbridge diorama. Well, you're right. Drive-throughs didn't come through. Didn't come around until about the mid-'70s. But drive-in diners were around long before that. They were released back in the 50s. There was one not far from me, where I used to live, from the Schuylkill River Valley, that actually had the roller skating waitresses. Yeah, but I got dumpsters, right? I got dumpsters and arborvitae, Steve. Oh, Randall, it goes together pretty easily. I had no problems with mine. Yep, need roller skating waitresses. I used to eat at that diner. We had our office down the street from it for many years, but that was long after the roller skating waitresses. You know what? You dummy. Good thing I'm using silicone, because I forgot to feed the wires down through the bottom. Like my father said, no sense being Irish unless you're dumb as hell. Kyle, I use code 83 track, but not Atlas. I have all microengineering. So, you know what? I'm just going to take the stairs out here, and we're going to start from scratch. Well, not quite from scratch. I already got the silicone down. I'd have been really annoyed at myself if I didn't catch this now. I guess that's the risk of doing these things live. I'm talking instead of paying attention to what I should be doing here. Let's stick a little bit more glue on here. Sonic, yeah. Well, actually, we do have a Sonic up the street from me, but I've never been there. I really don't do fast food. Ray Bobo doesn't have enough money to pay attention. Yeah. Obviously, Ray, neither do I. All right. Okay, so there's that. Now I'll have to let that set up. Now we get the back roof. Randall, just to show you, the kit comes with, let me get it over here. These inserts, which are really nice. They fit very tightly inside the kit, and will help keep out any light bleed, because I don't intend to glue the roof down. Because, you know, because I want to be able to see inside. I mean, I went through the trouble of detailing it. Let's see, who said something here? Derek, how long before I put all of these dioramas on a layout? Well, the drawbridge diorama won't go on a layout. That was just the standalone diorama. The area modeling didn't have any drawbridges. This one will be. I'm not entirely certain how soon it will be because I still have the rest of that area to work on. And what kind of truck do I use? I just saw. I have all micro engineering code 83. It's really only track I've ever used. So this one, it is tough. Luckily, I've got all the track laid, and until I get a new house and a new layout room, I won't need any. And I did not come equipped with enough hands. I don't know whose idea it was to give us 2 hands, but I could have certainly done with at least one more. Did I miss the hole? I missed the hole. All right, well, then I'm going to wait until the diner dries and redraw that hole. So we're just going to tape that wire back up there. So anyhow, when you're right there. It could have been one hand or no. Yep, you got a good point there. Let's see. So that goes there. This little roof could be glued on because there's nothing underneath it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So here's what the diner looks like at this point. Still have a bit to go. The phone booth will probably sit out here on the corner somewhere. Yeah, Derek, these are this is an interesting roof. I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to represent, to be honest with you. I've never seen a roof like this around here, but hey, what do I know? So let's see. Rick, it's already painted, Rick. This is probably not showing up all that well on camera, but it's been painted like the stainless steel diners around here. That's pretty much all we had. So that's what I went with. I went with the stainless steel diner. Ralph, good to see you. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping in, man. Hey, Robert, Darby Rail Services. Good to see you, man. Needs a mini Sparky now. You know, I have a mini Sparky. I don't know. I have a few others. And I do want to 3D print some people sitting in the diner. I don't have the glazing in the windows yet. But for these big windows here, and maybe even the front window, for the front window here, I haven't printed them out yet, but I designed some very light gray It's a fork and spoon, crossed fork and spoon like Dwayne uses on his channel logo. And I printed it. I'm going to print it on clear acetate. I have a bunch of old. Oh, they were for overhead projectors, but they're designed to run through my printer. So I'm going to print that on there. And like I said, it's very light gray, very faded. And the idea is to look like etched glass. I haven't installed it yet. I actually did print them. I have several different percentages of gray. I want to see what looks the best. So it's also going to get once it gets put on the layout, there'll be some more arborvitae running across the back here, and then probably a fence along the back. You know what? I think you are. Yeah, I'm sure I have a mini Rick holding a Christmas tree. So yeah, Christmas tree sales were always in at these kind of diners. Unfortunately, I model summer, so not really sure how the Christmas tree is going to work out. There's Dwayne's fork and spoon. Good to see you, Dwayne. It's coming out. It's coming along, Dwayne. Not quite ready yet. I'm going to have a video when it is all finished. And I think you'll like what I'm doing with it. Maybe a roof vent for the stove. Ooh, that is a really good idea, Robert. I hadn't given that a thought. I do have. Let's see. We've got. What do we got here? We've got. Get this where you can see it. Yeah, I've got. What do we got here? We got. A grill, another grill, an oven, and a deep fryer. So yeah, I would certainly need a roof vent. Oh, there's Edward from Happy Valley Hobbies. Good to see Edward. Glad you could make it in. Need this pink fire. Well, you know what? When Brian designed this, he didn't include a bathroom, so I guess I'm just gonna have to figure a place to put that. But yeah, it's another good idea. And Gerald Stewart, good to see you, man. Glad you can make it in. So, like I said, once it goes on the layout, there'll be some more arborvitae along the back here. A nice like stockade fence along the back. Now, this is the 60s in Pennsylvania, Ray. So outhouses were long gone by then, thankfully. Let's see. So I'll put like a stockade fence along the back here. Once this gets set in the ground, the grass will be. I'll extend the grass onto the corners here. And I'm probably going to have, since there's going to be a road that runs down here, I'm probably going to put a sign here on the corner. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I might 3D print that out of clear and light that as well. Or I might just put a sign and shine some lights on it. I'm not, haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm going to wait until I see the rest of the scene where it's going to go on the layout. So that's the diorama to now. Like I said, I really hope to have been finished with it tonight. The only thing left to do are the windows, the sign, and some weathering. So for sure, next month will be the completion. So if you'll give me a second, let me put my camera back up on me, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. And let's see, I saw a really good idea here someplace. There we go. Derek Alexander, gutters and downspouts. Yes, I'm definitely going to need to add some gutters and downspouts. There will also be a wooden gate. I'm pointing at it as if you can see it. A wooden gate in front of the dumpster with appropriate signage for no parking, so that the trash bin can come and get the dumpster out. But I think this is going to make a really nice addition to my layout. All right, so let me put this someplace where I don't destroy it and don't lose the. Oh yeah, Derek. I guess you missed it, but yes, I do have an old school telephone booth. It's not quite finished yet. I have some decals to go on it, but that was 3D printed. That was 3D printed out of clear resin, and it will be lit, and we'll have somebody in there. Like I was saying earlier before you came in, I'm not sure whether I'm going to 3D print a figure to go in there, or if I'm just going to make a cardboard silhouette. Not sure yet. We're going to see how I'll try a 3D printed figure and see how I like it. And if not, I can always fall back on the silhouette. I also want to 3D print some people, a couple people sitting in the diner, probably a waitress, and I have a couple pictures of like a plate with bacon and eggs and hash browns on it, and I think I have one with lunch food on it, like sandwich or something. I don't remember what it is. Oh, excuse me. Which I'll be adding to the tables, so the people have something to eat when they're sitting at the diner. And since all the tables and the counter have jukeboxes on them, thank you, Tom. I will definitely keep that in mind. I have a bunch of STL files myself. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I've been through them. I would think that I have some sitting people, but I'm not really sure. But I will definitely keep you in mind. Thank you, Tom. What was I saying? So the breakfast plate and the lunch plate. So they'll be sitting there, so that, like I said, the people have some things to eat. Where will the pies be displayed? Rick asked. You know what? I looked at that real closely. I wanted to have a nice little pie stand. Actually, I wanted it behind the counter, like on the pass-through counter between the kitchen and the dining room. But I opted not to do it. I don't really think it would have been all that effective. There was enough stuff in there already. I have a couple tables, booths. You have a piano in yours. Wow, that's really cool. But I know what I was saying. Since I have the jukeboxes on there, I might just copy one or two of Craig's songs onto a micro SD card, and set up a little audio thing that you can hear some of Craig's music coming out of the jukeboxes when you're near the diner. But that's much further down the road. I want to get the layout itself yet. Anyone joining the meet and greet on Sunday? Mini prints will be set up at the Lehigh Valley Train Club in Bethlehem, doing 3D scans, and info is on the Mini Prints webpage. Nope, unfortunately, I'm only going to be there Saturday myself. But for anybody else who is there, that would be cool. Bethlehem is not far from Reading. You're looking at about an hour, maybe an hour 15 minutes or so from Reading. Oh, no problem, Sparky. I'm glad you said it. Hopefully get some people over there to do that. Steve asked about the cigarette machine. I actually had designed modeled a 3D cigarette machine to be 3D printed, but there's really no place in the diner for it. Unfortunately, the entrance vestibule is just too narrow, and with the doors on both sides, there was no place to put it without blocking one of the doors, which I actually even considered, since the diner that the biggest, most popular diner in Bridgeport when I was a kid, one of the doors was blocked with a cigarette machine. Now, that certainly wouldn't fly today, but I guess they didn't care so much about fire safety back then. So I ended up scrapping the cigarette idea, cigarette machine idea, at least for the diner. I will use it for something, though. Let's see. Oh, Dwight has a channel. No, he doesn't. He has a short on his channel that shows the diner inside and out. That's cool, Dwight. I'm not sure. I think I saw it, but I'm not sure. But I will definitely go back and take another look. So like I said, there's not a whole lot left to be done here. This will definitely be finished up next month. Excuse me. Yeah, right. It's really a shame you're not going to be able to make it up. I would love to catch up with you. Sounds like a bar building next. I'm not sure. I do have a bar in mind. That would be a scratch build. My best buddy growing up, his father owned a bar, and it was a very strange bar. It was he opened the bar at it was about 3 a.m, and he'd be closed by noon. And his customers were all the guys that worked at Allenwood Steel and worked on the UMP, the Allenwood Steel Company's railroad. And it was funny. You could see that's cool, Thomas. I have one railroad spike. I'm not really sure what railroad it's from, but my grandson found it for me when he was out in Wyoming. There's no markings on it, so it's just an old rusted railroad spike. But it is pretty cool. Sparky says only 44 tickets left for the Saturday trip. Yeah, if you don't have your tickets, get them now. This is definitely going to be a trip to take. It's as I understand it. Actually, Thomas, I think He did find out what railroad it was, and he told me, but I don't remember it. And I believe it was a smaller, probably a narrow gauge. So I don't think it was the UP. But yeah, from what I understand, this is a one in a lifetime trip. This from what Sparky's been told, they won't be holding this one again. So really, it's if you're going to go, there's only, like you said, 44 tickets left. So so I will be raising the bar. Yeah. Anyhow, it was funny to watch because at the end of every shift, an ump engine pulling a flat car or a gon would come up the tracks. The bar was right alongside the tracks, and the loco would stop, and all the guys that just finished their shift would pile off, and a bunch of the guys that were in the bar would climb back on, and the train would take them back to their cars. So this is that was all his clientele, and like I said, he was closed by noon, maybe 1 o'clock, and you'd see him staggering up to bed at that time because he was just in there drinking with those guys the whole time. But yeah, it was a bar called Squinchies. So I do plan on including Squinchies. I couldn't not model Sweetland without including that. Like I said, my best buddy's father. So, and I'm not going to say that we ever took advantage of that. No, we never took advantage of the fact that it was his father's bar, or that he was closed and sound asleep by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, but I'll leave that up for you to decide. So that I don't know if that'll be next. That will be coming. That will be a project. I've had an idea in the back of my head that I would really like to do. You build the new Walters bowling alley. You know what, Steve? I don't do a lot of kits. In fact, there will be very, very few kits for my layout. Most of it will be scratch built. This was a kit, and this to be honest, the only reason this kit's on my layout is because Brian printed it. So I wanted to get one of Brian's kits, and this was a perfect one. Tammy and Ray, good to see you. Glad you could make it in. So the bar will be coming. Derek, I haven't seen it, and I may at some point include a bowling alley. Bridgeport had a very small 6-lane bowling alley. It's been long gone now, of course, but back in the 60s they did, and they had like I said, 6 lanes and 1 pool table and a couple pinball machines. So I may include that. I'm not sure. It depends on space. Probably not. I'm kind of tight on space on this layout. If I ever get to build the layout I want, it would definitely be included. But one project that I have had in mind, and the only reason I've been putting it off is because I really don't have a use for it on my layout. But I've really been thinking about a functional swing bridge, modeled loosely after the one that Ray Boble might recognize. It goes over the what is that river, Ray? Is that the Penobscot River or somebody like that? I'm not really sure. But I've been thinking about doing that. I think it would be Let's see. Anyone know of the Calabria restaurant in Reading? Got an email saying we should hang out, eat there. Nope. Reading's not that far from me, but no, I don't know that restaurant. You know what? I don't know. Right? It could be. It's I don't know. I believe the bridge is still there, although I don't know if it's actually functional anymore. But it was I kind of like the idea. I thought it would be a cool bridge to model and have it be functional. Like I said, I don't have a use for it on my layout, and I wouldn't have space for it on my layout. It would just take up too much space, especially with the bridge swinging out. But it would be a cool thing to do. So that I may end up biting the bullet and starting that project at some point. I'm not sure. If I that would have to be a standalone diorama, so I would have to have a decent scene to go along with it, and man, I thought it was on the I'm not sure how you say that river. I don't think it's Penobscot. It's Pabopscot or something. I don't know. Typically one of the Indian names that are so common around here, but that one just I can never remember how that. There we go. There we go. Patapsco. There we go. That's it. Yeah, I think it spans that. I could be wrong. Well, I mean, certainly could be wrong, but I thought that's where the Spring Bridge was. I'll have to look it up and let you know, Ray. But I wanted to do that only because I think it would be cool to motorize it and hook up. It would be simple, just just a stepper motor. A car wash could be as small as 1 lane. That's a cool idea. I could do a car wash. That would be pretty easy. Okay, no, this is definitely a railroad bridge. So I will look it up, Ray. I've got pictures of it here somewhere, and I'll let you know. Car wash would be cool. Could even motorize that. Motorize the chain to pull the cars through. Although I think I would avoid the water. So what did I miss? My minions just arrived, so I had to talk to them. Here, Steve, you didn't miss anything at all. I've just been babbling about possible projects. The other thing with the Swing Bridge project, that would be another 17 or 18 part series, I'm sure, because like I said, it would take a bunch of scenery to go around it, but it would be cool. It would be pouring the river, which I do like to do. They come out really good. Did anyone watch Thomas Grassy Chicken eating on his layout? No, I haven't seen that. That would be cool. Tom does some interesting things. That's worth looking into for sure. Could use Magna-Roll. Yeah. I was thinking if I did that, I would do a clear glass roof. The Magna-Roll would be cool. Again, it would have to be a standalone diorama because I doubt that I would have room for it on my layout. Unfortunately, I did a lot of things wrong with this layout. I insisted on having too much on it. I wanted my 4 railroads, so I have my 4 railroads. but it took up a lot of my space, so I have very little space for towns and scenery, which that's definitely a mistake since the scenery is the most important part for me. But it is what it is, so I'm going to live with it for now. So I'm gonna end up being very particular about what I put on the railroad, on the layout. Well, at 4 railroads, I will have the Pensy, which they had. It was called the Trenton Cutoff, which was a single track main line which ran from Harrisburg up to New York. Well, actually Trenton, but to New York City, and that was put there to avoid the traffic in Philadelphia, and that ran less than a mile from my house when I lived in Sweeland. They'll also have the Reading. I doubt that I would have any New York City and New York Central on my layout. I think my father would roll over in his grave if I put New York Central on there. He despised the New York Central. He had no problem with the New York Central up until the Pensy and New York Central became Penn Central, and he just went downhill for him at that point. So I think he would roll over in his grave if I did that. So I have the Pensy, the Reading, which ran down along the Schuylkill River and served. I know, and my father he was very good on taking sides, and living in Pennsylvania, of course, he took the Pennsylvania side. Penn Central, yes, Penn Central. Very short-lived railroad. Anyhow, so I have the Pensy, the Reading. I have the P&W, which is the Philadelphia and Western, which is a commuter line. It used before Conrail, Edward. It's a commuter line. It uses outside third rail electric power, and it's actually a cool little railroad. It's called the Norristown High Speed Line. And Steve, good night. I appreciate you being here. Take care, man. It was called the Norristown High Speed Line, and it was built to very high standards. There's no grade crossings. Thanks, Darrell. Appreciate it, man. You have a good night. No grade crossings. Outside third rail, there wouldn't be grade crossings, but very wide curves, very generous curve radiuses, and heavy duty rail. And it was designed to be a high speed line from Norristown, which is the county seat of Montgomery County, and Philadelphia. And so that's the third railroad. And the fourth is the UMP, which is the Upper Merion in Plymouth, which is, or was, Allen Wood Steel Company's industrial short line. And I spent a good bit of time playing on those tracks, playing on those cars, and getting chased off of both of them. But that's where we spent most of our time as kids, was down on the UMP tracks. So there's the 4 railroads, and I insisted on having all of them, and I do. Yes, Edward, it is. In fact, it's not the Philadelphia and Western any longer, but it is now SEPTA, and it is still called the Norristown High Speed Line, and it still runs. All day long. It runs multiple trains back and forth between Norristown and actually Upper Darby. It's 69th Street, but right across the street is Philadelphia. And SEPTA has a major transportation center there, bus lines, and cabs, and well, they don't run the cabs, but and excuse me, we always called it the trolley, but it wasn't really a trolley. So yeah, everything, the third rail's still there, everything is still there and functional. Most of the cars that are run now are double header. Back in the 60s, you never saw that. It was just single cars back and forth. But they actually even had they had some cool locos or cool commuter cars. They were yeah, Rick, absolutely. It's down in your neighborhood, and the other end of it was just a couple miles from where I grew up. Excuse me. They used they were called the bullet cars, and they were unique. There was only one other railroad in the country that used them. They were made by Bud, and actually some years ago. So I should be on Third Rail Thursday, except they're a little too far north for me. Actually, several years ago, Boxcar Jerry got some plans for the bullet cars for me, and really nice drawings, and at some point in time, I intend to make them. I'm not sure whether I'm going to 3D print it, which is a good possibility, or I might try my hand at scratch building them out of brass, which is something I always wanted to do, although I'm not sure I'd want to start with like a brass steam loco or something. But I'm thinking the bullet car should be easy enough. So that, but that's a future project. Like I said, I want to get this layout up and running, and my in-scale layout up and running too. That I've got a short in that, and I can't find it, and it's just it's frustrated me. So I haven't started. I haven't gone back to look at it again, but I'm sure I'll get it. It was in the middle of tax season, and that wasn't the time to be hunting down shorts. So that's about all I have for tonight, folks. Really appreciate everybody being here. It's glad to be back hanging out with you. Next week should be Nissy. So hopefully we'll see everybody there. Monday night I imagine we'll be back on James' channel. Oh, there's Jerry. Good to see you, Jerry. All right, Rick. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. See, Monday should be James from Dundas Junction. I don't think Mike is off of his nights yet, and Tuesday should be Tony. And I have no idea who's on Wednesday. All right. Yep, Sparky. I'm looking forward to catching up with you at Reading. Edward, that's something I'm going to have to look into. I've never attempted to scratch build in brass, but it's something that I've always wanted to do. And like I said, that's a future project. But it's I have the plans, so it's one that I will get to at some point. But I will not be doing that live, I'm sure. So, all right, folks. Thank you all. I really appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. It was great to be back. And like I said, we'll see you in the streams during the week, and I should be back for June. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thanks a lot.